Hello everybody, Dr. Blue here. It's gonna be a big one. Today we have the Shadow of War Blue review. The script for this is 11,762 words. Wow. There's so much to talk about, I'm gonna have to split this review into subsections, which is gonna change up the style of the video a bit. And so instead of going through the good and the bad of the game, I'm going to be focusing on individual parts of the game and talking about the good and bad of that element. I was going to try and do this in some sort of order from smallest to largest sections, but that didn't quite work out, so we'll just work through the game sections as we come across them. And I tried my best, but it's really difficult for me to keep this review spoiler-free, so I will have a spoiler section at the end, but there's like a few mini ones throughout, nothing groundbreaking. I've tried to hold it back as much as I could. But when I do the last spoiler section, I will provide a timestamp for you to skip to. And so first and foremost, the first impressions. Initially, this game struck me as downright beautiful. The graphics were amazing. I'd watched all of the live streams up until this game came out, and I was really hyped for it, and I was really looking forward to playing it. And although this game was really good, there were more than a few things that let it down. And so the first thing we're going to talk about in this review is the graphics. We're going to talk about the graphics, and oh my god, are they great. The graphics were incredible, the cutscenes were gorgeous, and there is so much attention to detail, and this game seems to have mastered hair. I know it might not seem like much, but people who out there who've played lots of video games, you know what I'm talking about. Video games have always struggled mastering hair and making it look realistic, and I think the secret lies in mapping out the individual hairs, at least on the beard. I don't know, I'm not really an expert on it, but this game nailed it. Yeah, Sherlock.
You will return him to me.
Talian's eyes are so good.
Not by anyone.
Alright, just don't get yourself killed.
You will die out here.
I've got a safe fortress in Nernan. Just saying.
But I'm staying.
Fair play to the girl, she's committed.
Go. Go, reinforcements will be here soon.
Stay here too, Baron, back her up. And the transition from cutscene to gameplay was often seamless in some places. Oh, I have you. Here we go, come on! You are mine. There you go. Now, give me the intel on this traitor. That's not you, is it? That's a Nazgul. Or Sauron. That's a Nazgul, isn't it? Oh, well, you're gone anyway. However, with the graphics, it seemed like the first part of the game received a lot more attention than the later parts of the game. Because sometimes I would get this black screen while the game was still going on and be injured or down or dying or something dumb. Muzu's fucking overpowered, Jesus. Fuck me. Uh-oh. Something's already going on. Can I load in, please? I can hear him. There we go. And this happened to me multiple times. And there was also this weird cutscene glitch that sometimes occurred that made Talian's hair really grey and static. So Garsh is in here.
I thought it'd be more festive.
Why am I suddenly grey?
School is entirely focused on the ritual. This is the perfect time to
Why am I so grey right now? But there is an improvement to the slaves in this game. Instead of us having the same white, bald male slaves this time around, there were Uruk slaves in their place. And the humans were Gondorians, men and women, and although all the foot soldiers are still men, it was nice to see some change. And the maps in this game were extremely detailed, showing every little building and routes through the place, and even cave networks when you hovered over them. I wish these cave networks would show the entrances though, because it can be difficult getting into them. The missions for today, actually, I don't actually know. The map is so detailed as well, by the way. Like, look at this. This is nice. Wow. There's even like a thing going on here, like a Karagor raid. Huh. This is so cool. And speaking of the map, the things you can do in the combat or the story have an effect on the environment around you. Like having a marauder tribe in the region creates caches where you can steal 50 Mirian, Or setting an area on fire in combat will make it spread over the ground and you can burn a bush, making it so that you can no longer use it as a hiding spot. And one of the things I was mostly excited about was having different tribes in different regions and seeing how they changed the region around them. This included changing the outpost, the fortress, the Hadia towers, how much bait was in the region, whether the Uruks were practicing necromancy, or any of the other things they can do. However, I do wish there would be like little cinematics whenever you change a region, of them just pointing out some things they have changed, because while some tribes were more obvious like the Feral tribe or the Marauder tribe, some tribes like the Dark, Terror and Warmonger didn't really seem to change that much. Sure, the fortress looked different and so did the Hadia towers, but there wasn't much else that I noticed. So there could just be a little video to show you about what's changed in the region when you swap Overlord. Like for Feral it could say more bait added, more animals caged. And for tribes like Machine it could be more furnaces added, or mining patrols added. Just little videos highlighting the features that have changed. But one huge noticeable feature was the throne rooms. They were heavily customized by their overlords and looked gorgeous. However, I really wish that each tribe had their own traps instead of them all having these floor grills. So like the Dark tribe could have Morgai fly nests built into the walls, and the Mystic tribe could have necromancers summoning the undead you killed, and the Warmonger tribe can have archers placed on balconies and other traps in the throne room instead of them all having the grills, because they're only really used for the elements of the weapon that the Overlord holds. So if the Overlord has a cursed weapon, the cursed damage is going to come through the grills, and same for fire and poison. And I think maybe they misled us a bit with that opening trailer, saying that the throne room has been customized by the Overlord specifically. I thought there would be different versions of traps, and by the way, has anyone actually seen an Uruk Overlord be this unique for anyone else? I've never seen an Uruk sit in his throne any differently than upright, and he's most certainly never clapped at me, and I've never heard the metal clinking on his armor.
It's the Lord of Mordor himself, the Grave Walker. You've made a right mess, haven't you? My army slain, my Drake dead. So much pain. Well, I know a thing or two about pain. And yours, it's going to burn a hole into this world.
Let's head in and fight Koth. Oh, he's got some Caragors here. Some Caragor riders. Oh no, this is going to be tough. Hi Koth, how you doing?
You've made it all the way here, only to discover that you're outclassed. Frankly, you don't stand a chance against me.
We'll see about that. Your days by stealth, fuck. Yay, I'm talking back finally. I only took 3 fortress assaults. Okay. We'll see how this goes, because I don't even know if my bodyguard's coming in with me. It's just I think the trailer was a bit misleading, and I think I'm going to do a video on how honest the trailer was. But anyway, when I assaulted these fortresses, sometimes I would run into visual glitches like defenders carrying invisible shields. And even in my assault army, it's not nearly as big as they make it out to be. You even have some PNGs of Uruks sitting there in the back to make it seem bigger than it is, but once they run in front of you, you kind of realise how small it is. That in multiplayer. I so wish they did it in multiplayer and not just story. That would be so cool. Charge! I mean forward! I was hoping you'd say charge. Alright, so I'll take out the siege beasts, because those I think is only attack method here. And I can shadow mount and use it to attack the other one. So let me look at your other guy here. Hey you! Fuck you! Whereas in the Shadow Wars the enemy has these huge armies that just don't stop. And sometimes when using Wraith World I would have these annoying bugs where either the screen would keep flashing white, the screen would remain foggy so I couldn't see anything, and just loads of visual glitches, mainly happening in Saragost. I think it might be a region-specific glitch. It didn't actually spawn me at Hadia this time, which is kind of good. I mean, I already have a Hadia, so I'm confused as to why not. But it's good that it's trying not to spawn me at Hadia or I already have or something. There's Ratak the Rhymer. Is there anyone else? It keeps going white as well for some reason. The whole screen keeps going white. There's those two, but they're really high levels. I'm level 19. I'm nearly level 20, so I can start fulfilling some challenges if I want. I gotta just... Oh, no, I can do that. Yeah, but I'll get the arrow upgrade eventually, so I can just kind of detonate it anyway, in case I get in trouble. There is a few Uruks down here that I can grab. So we'll try and get some... Why does it keep flashing white? Why does it keep doing that? You see, it's kind of annoying. Oh, there's a guy over there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave some of them for now. Why is this so... Look at this... That glitch then. Like, it makes the whole world still misty. That's happened a few times now. I haven't noted it down in the blue review documents yet, but I think I will now because it keeps happening. It's a bit annoying. And then sometimes when I'm trying to brand captains and I wasn't exactly on the right platform, things like this would happen. You're climbing, okay. When you finish climbing, let me know, and I'll take you, and you can fight for us instead. Come here! Help us! Don't run away! We need your help! Oh god, what is going on? Oh, Iron Will? Oh, okay then. I can shame you, maybe that'll scare the other guy. I don't know what we're doing here, this is such a fucked up sequence. These fucking camera angles and everything are being weird. Ugh. That was awful. Okay, I think I'll go over to these archers. Oh, hey! What? What's going on? The hell? I fucking fell down. I was going down the thing. And that was such a weird glitch. There's some of these captains, like when they're speaking to you, there's some glitches that are about, but oh, that was weird. And that does it for graphics. Next up, we're going to talk about the gear in this game. The runes from the last game were now replaced with gear, which was on a whole new level to runes. These ones had unlock conditions, they contained things like names for them, quotes from the enemies you took them from, traits, effects, stat bonuses, and some of my gear I didn't even know could exist in the game, but there seems to be so much more than the runes in the first game. There's so many more unique abilities and effects. I got my chest, which is 14% chance to gain full might when hit by an enemy, and something you get hit a lot more than you think, and it doesn't, a lot of the time, doesn't even do damage. I did have like another thing that said, I did have another gear, I love the chest that said like you take no damage from poison, but that wasn't better than this one, but that's still really good. And 13 health shot replenished per captain killed, but like, so if I get hit, like sometimes I get a 14% chance. It doesn't sound like a big chance, but I get hit an awful lot, so I can get in like full might and I can just execute these guys twice. But the best gear by far is my cloak. Become undetectable after remaining motionless for 6 seconds. So what happens is like Talion Wraith takes over, and I got 36 health recovery per stealth kill. Wraith Talion takes over, and Uruks cannot see me. The only thing is, so like if I'm perched on a ledge, I can like arm traps and stuff. As long as I don't fire at it, I can arm it, and like I can set off loads of traps around me, and I'll still be in stealth mode. And that's really good. The only time that I've ever been detected is when I hid from a captain. He walked right up to me and just stabbed me. He like investigated for a couple of seconds. It was Knocker the Defiler. He's actually in one of my fortresses now. But he walked around me and he was trying to like find me, and then he eventually just hit me. So I think they can eventually detect me if they linger around me long enough and like they walk into me and stuff. But for the most part, I've been quite hidden. And if you didn't like this gear, you could sacrifice it for Mirian to get more chests or gear. And the Mirian amounts weren't pitiful either. They're actually quite plentiful. Although one thing I wish they would add is that if you've got gear you don't want, you can unlock it anyway and then like sell off the Mirian for a profit. Because when you upgrade the gear, it costs Mirian to upgrade it, and it usually costs more to upgrade than the value it increases in. So if you had a sword that was 500 Mirian if you sell it straight away, but you wanted to get more out of it, you could go unlock it and upgrade it for like 10 Mirian, and then you'd be able to sell it for like 550 or 600 or something. And I'd like it if that was added, but the values are off unfortunately. This doesn't always work, especially not for legendary gear. And also, I do wish that with the legendary gear sets, as soon as you got one piece of it, it would register as you having collected it. So that you could 100% all the gear sets without having like 100 swords in your inventory or something. Or create like mini boxes that held the gear set, not unlike the armor sets in RuneScape that you could make. It's just having all these legendary swords clutter up my inventory, and I try and want to get to the one I actually use, it's a bit confusing. There was also a gem system to the game where you could collect gems from treasure orcs or side objectives and put them on your gear to increase their stats a bit more. You could then mix 3 gems together to create the next gem up until you got a perfect warrior gem, health gem, or XP gem. This wasn't too complex of a process, although some people describe it as being overwhelming. I really don't think so. I really like the gems actually. You could also get upgrades in the upgrade screen to receive better gems from treasure orcs or attack higher value treasure orcs to get better gems, removing some of that grind. But the gear did have its glitches too. For some reason I destroyed an Uruk the one time and I didn't receive any gear. We might get rid of him actually, because he's not that good. Yeah, okay, so we'll destroy him for gear and see what he gives us. Because I did just want to go through this process. So, bye-bye, deaded. And what gear does he give me? Because you can get gear chests as well. What gear did he give me? I guess it will say my inventory. Did he even give me any gear? I don't know if he even gave me any gear. Unless it was like a sword or something. No, I don't know what he gave me. Did he give me nothing? Seriously? Let's check the market. Did he? I swear, did he not give me anything? For real? I don't think he gave me anything. What the hell? He's supposed to give me something. That's weird. I'm gonna chalk that down to a glitch. I don't know. Although later, when I was in gameplay, I just randomly got a piece of gear, but it wasn't even that Uruk's name or anything. But maybe that's the game's way of compensating me or something? I don't know. It was really weird. How did someone fucking over there get alerted? Or, Benny Warborn? Oh, Benny Warborn. What the fuck? Did I just get an item? From nothing? The fuck? Where did I just get that from? I just randomly got a cloak. It just gave me a cloak. I mean, okay. Like, I'll take it, but just very, very fucking random. It would have been nice to be able to upgrade epic gear into legendary gear, because the predefined legendary gear sets by Monolith honestly weren't that good and none of them suited my playstyle. My epic gear was usually a lot better than whatever the legendary gear sets were offering. And speaking of poor gear sets, the legendary gear you get from the Ithilden doors that belong to Celebrimbor were quite poor for what we had to go through. And about the mounts in Mordor. Whilst the mounts in this game were a lot more vast than the last game, you can definitely tell that some of them received more attention than others. In the last game, all we really got was Graugs, Horned Graugs, Caragors, and Dire Caragors, with other animals that you could kill like Hellhawks, Ungol, and Bats. These were only in the hunting challenges, which gave you no reward, so they were kind of pointless anyway. But in this game, we had Graugs, Poison Graugs, Fire Graugs, Ice Graugs, Caragors, Armored Caragors, Dire Caragors, Carnan's mounts, and Drakes. A lot more mounts were definitely present in this game, and a lot of these beasts were fleshed out a lot more in this game. Caragors could parkour like you, jumping and sneaking on ropes, ledges, and climbing towers, and even stealth killing. Caragors were honestly a lot better in this game. Dominating a Dire Caragor would even dominate other Caragors near you, and you could howl to summon more Caragors to the fight. Graugs were also improved. They could climb a lot more stuff that they couldn't before, and they would no longer be able to just straight up eat captains like they could in the old game. That feature was a bit OP. And there were also these elemental Graugs now who could breathe fire, poison, or ice, and they were a lot harder to take down unless you had the Monster Hunter perk. Defeat 100 ghouls with fire. How do I breathe fire? Breathe fire? That is so fucking cool that I have a Graug that can fucking breathe fire. That is so cool. Ah! That's so awesome. There you go. That's what I'm saying when I'm breathing the fire. There we go. And you could also ride Graugs and have wrestling contests with other Graugs and sock them in the face and stuff. And it was really fun and very satisfying to do. And these animations were also present for attacking walls and gates on fortress assaults, which I thought was awesome. Do I want him? No. No, I don't. Come here, you. You're gonna die now, okay? Come here. Oh, he's even fucking epic as well. Did I fucking hit the... Am I hitting the wall with the Graug? That's kind of cool, actually. That you can, like, physically attack the wall with the Graug. And don't forget you had the siege beasts in here, too. And so as you can see, Graugs and Caragors received a lot of attention. However, our newest edition of Drakes weren't doing so well. Whilst the skybox was huge and you can pretty much fly anywhere over big gaps in Cirith Ungol to mountains in Saragoth and even oceans over Nurnen, you couldn't land with them. Which is weird because the animation for landing with them is already in the game. Mirian, I think. Oh my god. The drakes can land and attack you from the ground, but once you mount them, you can't do that with them. It's such a simple feature that could be added, and really, I'm not sure why it's not there in the first place. At first, Drake can also be hard to control too. It's somewhat hard to fly them and steer them in the right direction. And I'll be honest, it's a bit awkward when I run into invisible walls and have to slowly rotate around with them. But you can get used to them and fly them quite well, but it's definitely a bit of a learning curve. And it would have been nice for them to get their own introduction into the game too, like Graugs and Caragors and even Ghouls did in the first game. It's just I felt Drakes were a little left out in this game. Come here. Thank you. Like, if I go down, I can't even land with this thing, you know? Like, I can't even land. If I can fly down, please. Like, I can't... this is as low as I can go. You can't land with these Drakes, which kind of pisses me off. It's like a basic function you'd think that would be in the game. But I guess not. So again, loads of little things. The thing is, Drakes can land on their own already. So just give us the opportunity to let them land and give us access to those attacks that they use. Like, they're already in the game, just let us use them. Honestly, so many little things that they could do to improve this game. It would make it so much better. Like, there's a lot of quality of life changes from Shadow of Mordor to Shadow of War. Now we need the Shadow of War quality of life changes, because there's a lot... I'll say it again, there's a lot of little things that could be done to improve. So many things. And so what about the allies of Gondor? How do they fit in? Well, the fact that we even had human allies in this game that weren't slaves was definitely an improvement. It wasn't just you fighting against the whole Uruk army this time. You had allies that helped you. They wouldn't run around Mordor killing Uruks and you'd bump into them, but they were present in the story. And what was good about these allies is that we could actually kill Uruks and Uruk captains in a fight. They wouldn't be much of a match for a captain one-on-one, but you had your own grunts that were human instead of Uruk. However, they were only in one region, but you could summon them as an ability into other regions for temporary backup. You had a foothold in Minas Ithil, one you could come back to, and there was a small safe zone where fellow humans resided. And these Gondorians weren't bad. In fact, they actually saved my life once or twice. Oh, I think I want to die now. God damn it! Oh, thank you, Gondorian! Oh, you're a god. Thank you so much. I didn't know Gondorians could save you. Thank you so much, Gondorian. You are amazing. They also had their own archetypes like defenders, warriors, archers, and you can tell that Monolith really put some effort into the human aspect of this game. However, the humans don't follow you throughout the whole storyline as you go off to do other things, so it's a bit of a shame that they aren't included more, seeing as they put so much work into them. And before the game was released, they were like one of the big selling points for the game, that you had human allies this time, and they don't even last that long, which is kind of disappointing. And again, a little misleading. On missions, you'd have unique humans like Baranor and Idril who could help you fight and even use stealth themselves to take out Uruk, which is a vast improvement in controlling and utilizing AI. This feature was also present in mounts and Uruks. You could also command them to use stealth where applicable and target certain enemies and such. And these AI were actually able to think for themselves. As I said earlier, the AI was really worked on and they were prioritized tasks such as fighting or completing objectives. Clear the area a little. Take him. Might get the one on the stage. Down you go. There we go. We're on the right track. Okay, Idril seems to cut them free of their own volition. And then we'll cut these other two free. You got him, Idril? Good shit.
We must leave this, my lady. They've taken the general to the war chief's tent.
Head back to Minas Ithil. The ranger and I will find the general.
And we'll take him out. Okay. Triple assassination, bye! That was so cool. This improved AI was in allied Uruks too. They'd move on to other checkpoints during fort assaults and help you get through the assault faster by taking points and clearing them for you. And some of them are already broken. Holy fuck. Who's... Rosh, you are... Wow, Rosh has already sped ahead. He is taking out the enemy captains. Like, he just leveled up. Holy fuck, Rosh. Did you just fucking clear this whole point for us? You beautiful man. He sped ahead, cleared this whole point for us by himself. Holy shit, Rash, I'm gonna have to rethink you. Because I didn't think you were that strong, but holy hell. However, I was disappointed we didn't see Lithariel again. I mean, we visit Nurnen, which is her home, and she's even brought up by Talion during the story, but just dismissed by Celebrimbor in some vague statements. Hopefully that'll be rectified in some way.
This time will be different. We have
Yeah, you mentioned Lithariel just. What did become of Lithariel? And Queen Marwen? Because they are here, aren't they? And I'm quite disappointed on that one, especially as you even carry her to safety in the first game when she's kidnapped. I thought there might be some romance going on then, but it's strange because Talion loves his dead wife, but he's a little flirty with Lithariel and even a little bit with Idril too. I don't know, maybe that's just me reading too much into it, but I'm not sure. I felt like there was something there in the first game. And with the humans, there was this strange relationship / dynamic of Talion being the Grave Walker. Part wraith, and which they could kind of see as a monster if interpreted wrong. And I was really hoping for something like that to happen, like maybe one of the human sergeants got to see him be part wraith and freak out about it. But that didn't happen. In fact, none of the humans ever found out, apart from Idril hazarding a guess that it might be Talion and she was okay with it. And I just think there was a missed opportunity there for some excellent story. I got a crap sword as well. I was hoping for a better piece of gear. A chalice. Was this yours?
I'd say that was one of our more successful missions, Gravewalker.
Gravewalker, huh?
I can hardly remember the scared young soldier I met in the lower city.
She knows I'm
You know what saved
Gravewalker
your
now.
life from that captain?
Does she? I was kind of hoping for a confrontation, honestly. I was really hoping for, like, some of the humans, like Idril, to find out I'm Gravewalker and, like, confront me about it, but she's just like, Gravewalker. Like, and I didn't deny it, so does that mean that I just said yes, or... I was really hoping for a confrontation with that. I'm so disappointed that there's no confrontation about humans finding out about me being the Gravewalker. I'm really disappointed. I was really hoping there would be. Aw, that sucks. And so moving on to one of the more important aspects of this game, the combat. I mean, first off, can I just talk about how many goddamn abilities and skill upgrades there were? Some would argue too many, and whilst I kind of want to say that there are too many as well, I really like all the optionality of it all. You didn't have to use all the abilities if you didn't want to, just what was available in your kit. But if that didn't work and you met an Uruk who was immune to your stuff, you could completely change what your upgrades were and what elements were attached to them. And you could change how they worked, and I just really like that that's possible. Awesome, there's a lot of skills here as well. Look at all these. Damn. There is a lot. I'm looking forward to getting some of these. This looks dope. Some of them are like the ones from before, but I can use wraiths to kill people and stuff. That seems awesome. Okay, I can't wait to use that. Although there were some abilities that I'd never even touched that were good, but they just didn't fit into my personal playstyle. Some of these abilities included things like the glaive, which while they were a really nice addition, I just didn't find it useful. The glaive was really involved with the game, with it being used on mounts and ground combat, and even in fort assaults, but I personally didn't use it. Another new ability was Elven Rage, which was cool as hell at first, but hard to use, especially seeing as I didn't know how to use melee whilst doing it. So any Uruks immune to ranged would also be immune to Elven Rage. And for those of you who complete the story, I'm really glad for the other version. And there was this new form of combat you had to adapt to as well, which was fighting the Olog High. Which at first they can seem like a super soldier and impossible to defeat, but once you get used to them, they're easy enough to take down. But they're a welcome addition to the game, but I wish they had their own archetypes too, rather than just clubs. The Ologs even got their own cutscene to introduce them to the game, but our Drakes are sitting over here, just being in a game with no cutscene, no introduction, they can't land. Come on, Monolith, give the Drakes some love. I don't know, combat seems very difficult for me right now. I mean, I am playing against the hardest difficulty, but whoa, Jesus, whoa, you are an Olog, aren't you? Oh, Gollum, what the fuck are you doing here? Thanks, Gollum. Oh, he just got hurt, but... an Olag High, war trolls. They're tough combatants with powerful attacks. You can't vault them, but you can slide through their legs. You can stun them with a charge shot to the head, and you can stab them in the back. Okay. And there were some nice new changes to current gear too. Bows now used penetrating shots, whereas hammers had this splash effect. I personally prefer the bow though. We also have to talk about how fun the fortress assaults were. They were by far the biggest thing about Shadow of War that wasn't present in Shadow of Mordor. Although they may not be as cinematic as the trailer led us to believe, and there's only a few story ones, they are still pretty awesome. Because when you tear down a gate and the Hellfire Drake breathes fire, it doesn't kill any captains, there's no cinematic blade, it just breathes fire. Again, the trailer was a bit misleading.
It's time to dance!
However, as some of you will know, I've always had issue with one skill in particular, which was the domination speed. It was very temperamental and would sometimes work on captains, worms, but not regular grunts. Sometimes it wouldn't work on Ologs, and that would screw me. It was just very, very buggy. Drake, please be careful. I'm down here. Terrified? Well, actually, hey, don't run. It's okay. No one's gonna hurt you. Except from them in a minute. Come here. Okay, can I target the captain instead of the fucking normal? Things are exploding and I'm getting hurt, but it doesn't even, there's nothing. Can I dominate you? Hello? Can I dominate this man? Fucking hell, I pressed that button so many fucking times. Jesus. But when domination did work, it was scaled. And what I mean by this is whatever the level of the Uruk you're dominating is, and whatever your level is, would affect domination speed. So being level 60 and dominating a level 15 Uruk would make the domination almost instant, but being level 15 and dominating a level 60 Uruk would take an awful long time. Brutalize, or shame him even, then the other one will run off. If I can shame him, the other... Oh my god, look how long that takes. Is that because of his health or his level? And speaking of, I looked forward to being level 60, to be able to just recruit every Uruk without having to shame them, because shaming, although it was a nice feature, it did become tiresome that you had to do it almost every time. And so once I reached level 60, they started spawning in Uruks at level 65. Really, game? Really? And also at the start of the game, I thought they'd removed Combat Brand because it wasn't in the upgrades, but it's been renamed to Consume. I'm not sure why, but it was a bit confusing. And now for the main course of the review, the Uruks themselves. First off, I was glad they made worms a unique class now, easy to dominate and plentiful. You could also dominate them from a distance now, instead of always having to grab them. Alright, hold B to interrogate a worm. Wasn't that dominating last time? Oh wow, you go right up to him to dominate him. Okay, that's pretty cool. This interrogate thing, like... Can I just interrogate anyone and it'll go up to him and dominate him, or is that only for worms? There's a guy taking a leak. Does this work for everyone, I wonder? Or not? No. Is he even branded? He's not even branded either. And having so many armies and regions, gathering intel I thought might become quite tiresome, as there might be too many Uruks. However, this was later disproven, as the intel gathering process was streamlined by making it quick to gather and increasing worm spawn rate. However, this does result in a nerf, because you used to be able to learn captains' identities through other captains you had, although when you do send a follower captain to attack an unidentified Uruk, it does reveal their identity. Not their weaknesses though. And Uruk captains, if a low enough level, whether that be from just shaming them or just the level they start at, could be without a title, leaving room for them to gain one through their experiences. They could also change titles depending on what happened to them too. The Uruks were very malleable. I could set the Drake bait off and summon a Drake, but I don't really know if I want a Drake around, you know? I don't know if I want one around. I could set this off, but that could alert them. Damn it, I wanted to stealth you, really.
I suppose you think you're special. I've seen it all and killed them all. You'll be no different.
Sorry, Scar. I'm coming for you, man, not the other way around. There's a reason I'm here. The whole place is on alert, but I think I can still get him. There we go. Right, I think I'm gonna have to shame him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shame him. And then I'll have to come back for him. Sorry, Scar. But I'll come back. He's legendary now, is he? Did I just make him legendary?
This orc seeks to draw us
There you
out.
go.
Let us show him the folly of his plan.
He's trying to lure me into a trap, hopefully. Well, not hopefully. I don't really want him to lure me into a trap. I want to stop him before he gets there. There you go. There's his trap, look. Oh, whoa, you've changed. What happened, Brock? He became legendary, he changed his appearance and everything. I didn't know they could change their appearance.
Remember me? You tried to humiliate
Whoa.
me. You left your mark on me, but it didn't work. Instead of shame, I felt pride. I embraced
Whoa.
the was reborn.
That's cool.
Turn to finish you.
That's dope. I like that. I didn't know they could change appearance. That's pretty fucking dope. I'll be honest. And captains now talk in groups of up to 4, which means you don't have to go through each captain individually saying what they want to say. However, this does usually follow a formula of the first and second captain threatening you, and then the other 2 telling them to hurry up and kill you. Ran off after their fight with Rash.
What are the chances, old friend?
Who are... Wait.
Here we are in one of the great
You?
moments of Mordor's history.
Did I see you?
Battlefield
In the
in
last
which
assault?
You will so valiantly die.
We couples, drain blood, dry you out.
Enough chatter. Draw some.
I like that. Okay, I was waiting for that to happen for like the longest time, so like have multiple captains speak at once, and they finally did. Since as well. No, I was kind of hoping they would.
Taste your pain. I want to savor your suffering. It will be.
His helmet's completely golden now, whereas before it wasn't.
No one escapes the Witch King. Not you, nor I, nor any who live. Submit, or his power will sunder you.
Not quite.
Try to kill him.
And the Uruks now had a lot more abilities and mechanics. First of all, they could adapt to your strategies now, forcing you to use all those abilities we were talking about earlier. And the Uruks also mastered beasts, using Caragors to their advantage and the like, and using Graugs in fort assaults. And there were new features that Uruks could have, the new faces, the roles in society, the perks, the traits, the classes, the subclasses, the names. Lots of new customization options, although they aren't built on top of the old faces and such, but rather replace them so we still store a lot of the same stuff. What I thought would happen is they keep all the old stuff and then put the new stuff on top of the old stuff to have this huge Uruk database so we'd never see the same Uruk twice. But it just replaced it, which I was really disappointed about. But in this game, Uruk captains were assets to command. There was a lot more interaction to be had and a lot more purpose to using them rather than the last game where they could just kill captains for you. In this game, they could be your bodyguard, they could fight in the pits, even against each other, they could command your outposts or your fortresses and do a lot of different things. You can pretty much customize what upgrades your orcs have too through training orders and have them suit your playstyle. However, I was disappointed to learn that you can't use these to get rid of weaknesses, and I also wish they showed all training orders that were possible to get instead of only the ones you have. And also maybe have some rarity bonuses on them too. These are some really good guys, and I can grant one of them a Caragor if I want. So, training orders can hand your followers with powerful traits, so yeah, I got that. And anything could affect how they talk to you, past situations, past fights, shaming them, or even attacking them. Right. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to fight some of these. Oh shit. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't know who you are, and I don't really want to fight you because you're quite high level.
Oh, that hurt. I'll pay you back for that, and more.
It's good that he even reacted to, like, me just hurting him there, and he's like, that hurt, I'll pay you back for that. I like that, that's cool. And this changed with the way they even talk to other Uruks. They'd even shout things like, they got Ugal, or Boobal, are you okay? When you turned their men against them or killed them. And they'd even get the names right, like when I got Ugal Fear Eater, the Uruks were screaming at me that they got Ugal. And I was really surprised they got his name right. It's a nice little feature that I don't really have footage of, but it's just something I thought I would mention. Another thing Shadow of War had going for it that I'm surprised more people didn't mention was the fact that you could bring your old nemesis and follower over from the previous game, which was awesome. They introduced both of these guys in different ways. First of all, they brought my old nemesis in as the champion of the Witch King, and I just thought that was so awesome. That the Witch King would bring back the one orc I never killed back as his champion to defeat me. That's another. Who's next? Who's next? You from my old game! It's him from my old game! It's my nemesis from Shadow of Mordor! He's back! He is back! Hi, old friend. How you doing? I kind of always thought I could dominate this guy. Oh god, he's quite big. He's definitely changed a lot. Oh god. Whoa, you're even legendary.
Been a long time since we last faced off. Back in Udun.
It was, yeah.
Miss tussling with you. Almost be ashamed.
Nice Duke Warbringer. I always thought I'd be able to dominate you, but I guess I'll settle for fighting you. And not only that, but when I came back to Minas Ithil, he survived and I was able to bring him home to work with me. This specifically for the Nazgul. Oh. Nazdu, yes! You're back! You're back!
As the flame. Not the flame of knowledge.
I'm so glad you're back.
Oh, no. I am the flame of war!
He leveled up 13 levels. Holy fuck, and he's back. He's a bit injured and a bit worse for wear, but holy fuck, I'm glad you're back. And I got my follower through a bruise mission where they were captured and my Uruks, and he came back into the game, and when you rescued him, he said, I will follow you. As always. Oh, it was such a good moment. Okay, so who's in the area? Wait. Narug Bloodstorm? You're my follower! You're here again! Oh, your face has changed, but you're here! Narug Bloodstorm! Oh, I was looking for you! Oh, he's finally here. Oh, it looks less awesome. Like, the old one had, like, red stripes and, like, markings all over him, but this one's been changed a little bit. He's got fear of burning. He didn't have that before. He's a poison master. He's got epic throwing knife. He's got a poison weapon, Beast Slayer. He's agile. He gives no chance. He's immune to execution, arrow proof, and vigilant. Yeah, so in the last game, he was immune to stealth, arrow proof, and executions. So I'm glad he's on my side. He will be a great guy to add to my army. Oh, Narug. Narug. I'm so glad to find you again. As always, yes, of course. Oh, Narug. Oh, Narug. And in this game, your followers had free thinking and doing. They would be able to complete missions on their own from now on, instead of you having to show up to every single mission you sent them on. Big improvement. You could also pit your own Uruks against each other or banish them from your army and choose who is Overlord and who is War Chief. And you can have up to 6 War Chiefs inside a fortress and an Overlord. This would make for some incredible battles, plus each war chief had 2 followers each, meaning you could have a total of 19 Uruks defending your fortress. You could send Uruks to reinforce each other and change how Nemesis systems work completely, which I think is great, and it shows how malleable the world actually is. And when other players attack your fortress, your followers can level up from those assaults if they're on defense. So you don't always have to risk their lives to get them leveled up or always use training orders on your Overlord. But not that anyone attacks each other's fortresses anyway, because your Uruks can die on attack, and multiple people have said that they won't attack other players' fortresses because they don't want their Uruks dying, and that they won't attack anyone until that gets changed. And honestly, I'm with them. I do participate in the multiplayer myself, but no one's going to attack each other because no one wants their Uruks to die, which means no one's ever going to get to defend. And you could shame Uruks to the point where they could lose the ability to speak or make them crazy. This sometimes happens immediately, but you can also force the issue by repeatedly shaming one. Some Uruks, when sent insane, would not lose all personality, but instead be fixated on one idea. It was a good thing to see happen, and they could constantly remind you of what you did to them when you encountered them. Hey Scarf, speak to me. I kind of want him to speak to me.
Someone no chance? Not fair at all. Not fair. Giving no chance. No chance.
And Uruks can break free of your will and betray you if you either do something they don't like, or if they just simply don't like you. There he is. So I want to strike him until he leaves me, because I think that would be interesting. Or apparently until like he's had enough. I guess I'll see what he does. I want to keep striking him. We'll see. So apparently he can have enough. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Betrayal.
Better than to follow a pretender like you. You are not a true son of Mortal, and I will strike you down for this insult.
Hey, they can actually betray you. That's pretty sweet. I didn't know they could actually betray you, but I struck him until he had enough, apparently. And if Uruks wanted to take you down badly enough, they would switch regions to come and get you like this guy did, which is so freaking cool, by the way. Okay, what's going on? You again. You came from Saragost?
I did it gladly for the glory of the
Holy
Dark
fuck.
Lords.
You came all the way from Saragost to here?
Not be too easy.
Holy fuck, you fucking moved from Saragost to this place. Holy fuck. You were back in Saragost and you came to... I didn't know they could fucking, like, travel to fucking kill you. That's so cool. I mean, we've seen, like, them being in other regions when it was scripted. They fucking... He, like, actually traveled on his own to a different region just to fucking ambush me. Like, holy fuck, dude. And some Uruks had awesome finishes now, like tearing Uruks' heads off or ripping their arms off. It was awesome and it really reinforced the savagery of the Uruks. And one of them even tipped over a Graug by grabbing his leg. The dragon? That kind of looks cool. Might get you, just because your title.
Are you going to get down off that Graug? Or do I need to come up there?
Alright then, okay, I'll fight you. I'm keeping my Graug though. I like the size advantage. Come on, dragon. Let's go. Oh, you fucker. That was very naughty, wasn't it? I didn't know they could do that. That was very naughty. Oh, fuck. Is he killing my Graug? Oh! Oh, fuck. He toppled the Graug. And he killed the damn thing. Holy fuck. I was wanting to see that, and he did it. Holy shit. That's kind of cool. There were also necromancers added into this game, and I'm glad they did, because without them, the Mystic Tribe feels empty. I played a lot of the game without necromancy, but once I found Zog, that was all going to change. They are somewhat rare though, but when you find them, they're really good to have on your side. And there's this next level of uniqueness with some Uruks that are badass. So far, the most unique amongst these Uruks I've seen are the Unashamed, the Flame of War, the Machine, the Blight, the Tower, the Blackblade, the Twins, the Alchemist. There were so many of these really unique Uruks that just top the rest. And it looks like Uruks can actually seize power of a fortress themselves, like they can actually change overlords, like Parsh in episode 2 was a high-ranking lieutenant, but when we came back in a few episodes later, he had risen to the rank of overlord. Right, come here, you. I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. We're all alone now, so you are gonna get beat, son. Let's go. Me and you. Come on. Oh, you son of a bitch. I don't get a second last chance either, do I? No, I don't even get any chance because he's an assassin. Oh. I'm coming back for you so hard. I am so coming back for you. But there's definitely some guys in here that I remember. Oh, Parsh? Parsh, you got your own fortress now? You're actually the overlord? That's kind of impressive. Holy fuck. Like, holy shit. In fact, Parsh would make for fucking quite a good ally, you know? But I do kind of want to kill him. Although there aren't many ways I've so far discovered how to make Uruks epic or legendary. Some of the ways are to have them kill you, or have them kill a lot of other Uruk captains, have them gain a special title like some of those Unashamed and co, or have them defend your fortress a lot in Shadow Wars. I like that they can become epic through experience and even legendary, but I'm gonna have to learn more about this. And in this game, instead of your Uruks dying outright, they can now bleed out, giving you time to revive them, and if Uruks are bleeding out but they see something that would enrage them, they just get up automatically and carry on the fight. It's kinda cool. And the Uruks also have this blood brother system where they will be loyal to their blood brother more than anyone else. They will not fight and they will not harm them, and they will betray you if you take out their blood brother or hurt them in front of them. The blood brother system was cool yet annoying because sometimes Uruks would forge blood brother relationships with Uruks on the other side. So you could have the most loyal guy on your team have a blood brother on their team, and attacking that blood brother is grounds for them to betray you. And so as you can see, the Uruks are really awesome in this game, and they're supposed to be the main feature, but there's a lot that brings them down too. As I said earlier, they didn't build the new stuff on top of the old stuff from Shadow of Mordor, so we saw quite a few duplicate Uruks and quite a few duplicate voice lines. They removed most of the old faces, the old armor sets, the old roles, and what they should do is keep it and add the new ones in on top of it to create loads of possibilities. Narug and Nazdug from my first game were absolutely butchered in appearance because they didn't keep their old armor styles. You are back. He looked a lot more badass. He didn't just have like little blood things on him. He had like red stripes of paint. It was actually nothing to do with blood. But he's beast fight. Nazdug Warbringer. I always thought I'd be able to dominate you, but I guess I'll settle for fighting you. And the thing is, there are features that look like these guys did in Shadow of Mordor under different Uruk titles. They could have put these on the old Uruks to prevent them changing as much as they did. And the Fortress Assaults, whilst they were really fun in story mode, there wasn't that many of them. You could of course look to multiplayer, but that side is missing a lot of features. Like, I wish the captains on your side in Assaults would talk to you in multiplayer like they do in story. It's such a simple change that I'd love to see. I don't understand why the multiplayer side is gutted when it comes to Fortress Assaults. Alright, here's my force. So I hope I speak to Borgu and Booth. Oh, and the Zugor. Oh, is it just Zugor? Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping I'll speak to them anyway. Because Parsh will make his little thing, won't he? Maybe I'll speak to him and Zugor then. So Parsh will make a speech, won't he? Yeah. It is quite like skull-ridden, isn't it? Jeez. Oh my god.
May have fallen, but this one never will. The Dark Lord's gaze is upon us. The stars in the sky, the voices on the wind, all carry the message of victory. The Dark Lord's victory. May his will be done.
I'm gonna take you down. My guys speak? Yay! They speak, yay! I wish they did that in multiplayer. I so wish they did it in multiplayer and not just story. That would be so cool. Charge! I mean forward! I was hoping you'd say charge. Alright, so I'll take out the siege beasts. Okay, so I kind of had a lot of questions in regards to the multiplayer, but a lot of them have now been answered, I think. So a lot of them have been answered. I wish my guys would speak. That would be cool. I guess not, though. And there was this new feature when you got to a certain part of the game, you could have undead captains fighting for you. However, once they're raised as undead, they lose 5 levels, they're susceptible to fire, they can no longer level up, and it obliterates their personality. So what is the point of having undead? I mean, they never betray you and they're unbreakable, so they're not terrible in Fortress Assaults, but the negatives far outweigh the positives on having undead captains. It makes sense for them to lose their personalities because they're undead, but it still really blows. And you don't even get gear or gems off of them when they're undead. They're just husks of what they once were. And sometimes you have to raise undead just to even move the bodies out of the army screen, because there is a glitch where if you capture the enemy's war chiefs, they will not stay promoted, they'll actually get demoted, and then you have to try and promote them again. And so when you send them for the pit fight to infiltrate as a war chief and the enemy wins, he takes up a random spot on the board replacing your Uruks, even though there are corpses that could be replaced. I lost my Overlord because of this glitch, glitch, and it is a really annoying glitch. These dead bodies will sit on the field for ages, and your captains can't ever go into that spot. It's a bug that Monolith have acknowledged, but they are yet to fix, and I have to review the game as is when I'm playing it. And there were a lot of other bugs about Uruks in this game. There was this glitch where Uruks wouldn't even say anything, or sometimes just snarl at you. And sometimes when I was leveling up Uruks, they would not gain any perks despite being a low level, and then gaining like 20 levels, they'd get no perks from it. It was really strange. He's inside of a Caragor, but he's fucking perforating this man. Goodbye, Marku. Nice knowing ya. Not. Goodbye. And now he's level 49, so let's see what level... well, flashback real quick to what level Garsh was, which I can't remember, but we'll check what level he is now, which is max level. We'll see how many perks he's gained. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Garsh went all the way from whatever level it fucking was, like 26 or something, to 49, and gained no perks except for the one I granted him, and lost no weaknesses. Garsh, you are garbage. Or the pit fights don't grant perks or something. I don't know how it works. I think they gain perks from maybe experience. So if I threw him against like a captain and he got burned, he might get an immunity to burning or something if he survives. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think pit fighting doesn't give any perks or lose any weaknesses. So gosh, throughout that whole crusade, you've gained nothing except for what I gave you. So you are pretty shit, to be honest. And sometimes Uruks would even gain traits when they died. It was really odd. Bye now. Blah. Deaded. And there's a potato flying out of his neck. Oh shit, actually I'm pretty sure that's a grenade. Oh shit. Yep, that's a grenade. Oh god. Uh-oh. Gained 11 levels. Wait, what? Unknown captain killed, became an assassin, and gained a mount. So I'm pretty sure... Wait, no, what? No, because we killed Hura. We chopped his head off. He can't become an assassin and gain a mount. That's bullshit. What? We'll see if Hura ever comes back, but I'm pretty sure he won't. In granting Uruk's perks, sometimes via the training order system, it said this will upgrade the follower to epic, but it doesn't. And also, I have seen no evidence that the grunts you encounter can become captains. The only way a grunt has ever become a captain is if they've killed me. In the last game, they could become a captain for getting the killing blow on a captain or a Caragor, and you'd be able to see them move into the army physically without them being invisible. But in this one, I've never had that happen to me. One thing that was also a letdown was a lot of the same lines coming from Uruks about things like shaming, and it was just a fair amount of duplicate instances. For instance, the Uruks had this new chase mission that they really seemed to like because it was always happening. And I also found 2 Ologs that were almost identical to each other. A couple of other things that I wanted to talk about real quick is that, oh yes, I found Asgrel's rock skull. Not the guy I killed and then became a zombie. No, not that guy. Another Asgrel's rock skull who looked pretty much identical to our Asgrel's rock skull. It's the only thing, he hasn't got the helmet. That's pretty much it. He hasn't got the helmet. And I mentioned near the start of my playthrough that I was glad there were more levels for the Uruks, because this means I could get Uruks at all different levels, not just level 10 starting and then just going to level 20, which happened in the old game. But in this game, it seems to be the case still. The Uruks come into the regions at your level through the market and the fortresses. The only way to get low-level Uruks is in the pits to have your Uruks lose to them, which can be really hard to do. I just wish the Uruks would come in at randomized levels instead of all coming in at your levels. And now I do want to talk about some of the game mechanics themselves. One thing that I appreciated right off of the bat was the different difficulty levels. It seems like a really simple thing that should already be in the game, but it wasn't in the first game, and some people found Shadow of Mordor too easy, and some found it too hard. So thankfully pretty much everyone can enjoy this game now. Although this was countered by there only being 1 save slot in this game, where the last game had multiple save slots. So if you wanted to go through the game again, you had to wipe your progress and all of your Uruks, which is not cool. And in this game, there were just so many improvements initially. There were so many little quality of life changes that made the game so much better. Elven Swiftness could be activated at will. You could use it whilst climbing. Uruks were now coloured red, allies were blue, captains/targets were gold, and worms were kept green. You can identify Uruks right after they finish speaking instead of having to do it afterwards. And then obviously the Shadow Strider double jump. All these little quality of life changes really improved the game for me. Climbing for the most part was improved, but sometimes I would make mistakes that I didn't even mean to make because there was so much to climb on. There were a lot of awkward angles sometimes. And I get all health recovery back, which is so overpowered. Oh god. That was very close. That was very close. The climbing system in this can be really fucked up sometimes and it doesn't always work. No, it's on that small pathway over there. I think. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a bridge here. Okay, that might explain. Hello, if I can climb this properly. There we go. Oh, hi there. What's up? Bye now. Oh, there we go, yeah. Okay. No, I didn't want to go straight down, you pillock. I wanted to go up the bloody thing. Here we go. The climbing can be really awkward sometimes in this game. It'll go somewhere where you don't want it to. It's kind of annoying. In Shadow of Mordor, I think the climbing was a bit better. It's not so bad now, but just like... It can glitch out sometimes and just go where you don't really want it to go. And in this game, you could also replay missions, which was very much requested of the first game. However, it was pretty broken, because it wouldn't actually replay your original experience. You do get to replay the mission, but the Uruks wouldn't be the ones you saw at that time, and the enemy Uruks would be scaled to your level currently, whereas your allies would be scaled to your levels back then. So you could have level 15 allies versus level 65 enemies. The replay system definitely needs looking at. But whilst exploring this world, I noticed it was actually just truly alive. There were Caragor packs fighting, Uruks taming Caragors, and even Graugs brawling. If he takes my followers' lives, I think taking his mind and letting him live like it might suffice.
Indeed.
Oh, there's a Frost Graug. Whoa, there's a Frost Graug fighting that guy. That's so cool. Like, the world is, like, alive around you. Fucking Graugs are having a fight. Like, holy shit, that's so cool. I like that, that's so dope. There were also new types of Uruk events like chases and camp raids and a few others, although these were repeated quite a bit. I do wish there had been more. And the Nemesis system was one of the biggest letdowns in the previous game, with it being very inconsistent. That has now been addressed and fixed in this game. Captains come back from death regularly, and some don't. There is a nice balance to it. And some of the abilities were even nerfed in this game, like executions, which made the fights really prolonged and challenging, and forced you to use your whole kit. You couldn't just tear through hordes of Uruks as easily anymore. The game also has an extensive codex, which I love. It helps people who aren't so big on the lore like myself come to understand how the lore works in the game and what the characters in the game were talking about. Characters like Galadriel and Shelob, who I didn't initially understand, I could look at the codex and get a full backstory. I'm happy to say this game turned me into a Lord of the Rings fan. And there was now pit fights in the game, pitting your best Uruks against others you didn't think they could beat. For them to still come out on top is an awesome feeling. Oh god, I didn't get to see his weaknesses. It doesn't look like he's got burning.
And I will gladly dedicate your death to him.
You can do this, Krosh. You can do this.
I look forward to killing you.
You can do this. Yeah, he's got a new title, Krosh the Elusive. You can do this. Please don't suck. Oh, he's got a gang of Urlogs as well. Okay, I think Krosh has had it. I think Krosh is gonna suck. I hope not, but I think Krosh has had it. Oh, he has got smoke bombs on his side though, and he can heal as well. He's got Wave of Might and he can heal himself. There is a reason why I got him in the first place. Come on, Krosh. Oh god. Come on, you can beat these Ologs. If anyone can, it's you. Come on, Krosh. Come on. He's taking a lot of hits, but he's still got quite a lot of health. Oh god, he started chipping away now. There you go. He can heal himself as well. That's a big, like, reminder. Did they just smoke bomb each other? Really? Come on, Krosh. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. There you go. There's some good damage. Come on, Krosh. You got this. You got this. Yes, go on. Oh, Krosh, you are stronger than I thought you to be. Oh, well done. Holy fuck. He may be scared of fire, but he's not scared of Ologs. Hell yeah, good shit, Krosh. Although the pit fighting does definitely need a looking at, because there are a lot of instances where Uruks will just stand still and have the crap beaten out of them, whereas on paper they should win. This game was unique in a lot of ways. We were not only fighting Uruks, but Nazgul, Balrogs, Undead, Wights, and many more. You just fought through so many different things throughout the story, making it not just Uruks all the time. It just felt like the Lord of the Rings universe was very alive in this game, and although these enemies faded away with the story, and you can't really fight them outside of replaying missions, it was still just such a good experience to have. I also wanted to mention, without spoiling too much, how I love the Minas Ithil soundtrack after what happens. The atmosphere is created really well through the soundtrack, and it has to be one of my favourite regions apart from Cirith Ungol. And I did want to mention the Hadir real quick, which was the fast travel towers in this game. I found those to be kind of annoying. First of all, they were placed really terribly to be fast travel locations, and also just the whole process of discovering things in the region by scanning for it was a bit tedious if I'm honest. Just reveal things in the region through a small cinematic like I suggested earlier in the video of what changes when a region overlord changes. Just do something like that instead of us having to scan for them. And speaking of the overlords, there were these rare occasions where overlords would speak to Talion in throne rooms and he would speak back. This seems so simple to some of you, but Talion just always lets captains and Uruk just talk at him and shit talk him, but he never says anything back. So now that he actually says things, this is a big deal. But as I said, it can be rare. Hi Karth, how you doing?
You've made it all the way here, only to discover that you're outclassed. Frankly, you don't stand a chance against me.
We'll see about that. Your days were stealth. Fuck. Yay! I'm talking back finally! Only took 3 fortress assaults. Although that is the only time you enter a throne room, because when you set an Uruk as an overlord, you pretty much never see him again because you can't enter your own throne room. Yeah, I want to see if I can actually like go through the front door and see Skark in the throne room, because I did want to talk about the throne room a little bit, and the only other choice to do that would be like, you know, it won't let me in. I'm ashamed that it won't kind of let me in, because that basically means that... Because I'm kind of annoyed that it doesn't let me in, because therefore I can't ever see Skark again, I can't ever see this guy again, and I can't ever see this guy again, unless I bring them out. I am going to bring them out, actually. I'm going to reposition them. He might hate me for it, but I've always kind of wanted to take someone down and see what happened anyway. Same goes for the War Chiefs, but even the War Chiefs you get to see in your attack forces in the online mode, but I wish you could see them wandering around the fortress. And inside the throne rooms, it's kind of annoying because the army in there constantly respawns, which is kind of annoying. But it is challenging, so I kind of get it. It's just a little immersion breaking though. And speaking of fortresses, let's talk about the Shadow Wars. I think a lot of you who watched the playthrough probably realise that the Shadow Wars is really repetitive. So much that I felt the need to skip what the captains had to say a lot of the time, because the Shadow Wars sieges were just constant. And the fact that when I completed them I got a rare achievement, meaning that not many people have done them, should really tell you something. Absolutely powerful, but I like them. You can go up there, Tars. I got an achievement. Peace in Death. Complete the Shadow Wars. The fact that that's a rare achievement should say something about the Shadow Wars. The fact that that's a rare achievement, because not many people have done it, that should explain something to you. But there are some good parts about that, like taking a fortress back in Shadow Wars counts as a defense, and so you progress through the stages, making it a little less grindy. And at least all the gear is picked up automatically during these sieges. And just as a side note, I have also been saved less and less lately as the game has gone on. Less Forthog, less bodyguards. I've just not been saved at all towards the end of the game. The last time I saw Forthog was in Minas Ithil. And for those of you wondering about the grind, there really isn't one. I showed you the biggest part of the grind, which was my Cirith Ungol fortress building, which only really took like 3 to 4 hours of gameplay, so it's really not that bad. The only part where the game really gets grindy is if you try and level up without the story mode. The story mode grants you XP that scales with your level, but if you try and head out on your own and level up just by killing captains, you won't really get much done. There is a part of the grind which is sorting Uruks through their chests, but even that's not too bad. And also, I did just want to mention the quest lines like the Nemesis missions were kind of pointless. They were like the hunting and survival challenges in the first game. The outposts themselves never really did anything either. I guess they were just like mini fortresses. And now on to my favourite part about this game, as you all know, the bugs. There were so many bugs in this game, and honestly, I'm very surprised that there are this many. The first game has very few bugs, and even fewer that I've encountered. But this game is so much worse. There are so many things about this that just glitch out all the time, ruining the experience and making it less pleasurable to play the game. I know this game kind of reaches for the stars in the complexity of what you can do, but this game got an extension on its deadline, delaying it from August until October, so you'd think they might use that time to iron out bugs like this or finish up things that weren't quite done. But honestly, they've been very tight-lipped about what they did with those 2 months. I personally would just love to hear what they added in those extra 2 months and why the game was delayed. Anyway, enough ranting, I will get on to the actual bugs in the game. So some of the first ones I encountered was whenever I'd begin a few episodes, it would spawn me at towers of Hadia that weren't even mine yet. And the thing is, there were towers in the region that were mine that I could spawn at that I did own. So it was just a little game breaking. Okay. Alright, I can purify this Hadia because it spawned me here for some reason. I'm still concerned about this. Like, why does it keep spawning me at these Hadias if they're not mine yet? It's a bit like immersion breaking, I'm just saying. Another one is sometimes when making way for other Uruks when you lose a fortress, it would move other Uruks out of the way and out of existence. So a lot of my Uruks got shoved out, and I think it prioritized high level or rarity Uruks, but I lost an Uruk which I got in a chest due to this glitch, which was Edin. So if I'd have spent money on him in a chest, I would not be very happy. And a key part of the story in the Bruise quest, when the fortress changes hands, it is so glitchy because you lose Uruks to the aforementioned bug, and there are war chiefs that don't enter the fortress and some do, and it's really, really odd. There was also obviously the bug with the domination speed skill. It never seemed to speed up regular grunts or anything, and sometimes it didn't work on captains either, although I'm not sure if this grunts thing is intentional. If it is, it doesn't really make sense anyway, because why would it take ages to dominate grunts if you can just take over captains and worms really quickly? There were also a lot of frame rate drops in the game. Changing Overlord was a big one that caused the game to slow down. You can be the guy. You've only got a vulnerability to stealth as well, and they're not really going to get stealth inside the throne room when you decide to head on up. Oh god, thank you. And there was another bug where things just wouldn't progress. Sometimes during the story it would freeze up, and other times when I dominate a captain, nothing would happen. It's almost like video buffering, actually. Oh, I got him! You kicked the ass out of me so much, so you're going to be on our team. I got all these Uruks fighting on my side now. Recruit, please. Hello? Hello? Recruit him? Thank you. So I don't know how he'll be. I kind of want to go find him at some point, though. Are we not going to do any kind of speech? No? No speech? No speech whatsoever? None at all? Really? Okay. This episode has been so fucking glitchy, by the way. Oh, and what now? Come on, plant the flag. There are some glitches in this game that are immersion breaking. So, yeah, you gonna plant the flag? Thank you. Appreciate it. And in pit fighting, sometimes Uruks wouldn't bring in the upgrades I set them, and so I would put them in the pit fight that I expected them to win, and they'd lose because the upgrades I gave them weren't there. And another bug in pit fighting is the rewards constantly showing up as if you got them again and again, but you didn't. It's just a visual bug or something. And sometimes during fort assaults, when you took all the points, your own war chiefs would run away. If you hadn't taken out the enemy war chiefs yet, you were stuck fighting them alone. Why is everyone fighting back there? What's going on? Hold on, I'm gonna go save these guys. What's going on? Are they trying to fight someone? Or are they just sitting here? I am, and they're doing fine. Wish I could see that. They're doing fine, but you're all sitting back here. You're all sitting back here doing nothing. I don't know why you're not coming with me. I guess the game's glitched again. I don't know. Let me drain someone, actually, just real quick. Hoggy's fucking down there as well, though. I gotta go help him out in a minute. Hi. Do you want to give me health? Wish you guys would, you know, come with me. It'd be nice. Fight's down here, not up there. There was also some glitches where you could get stuck inside of objects. I had this one where I got stuck inside of a hay bale. Come here. Come here. Get off your goddamn Caragor. I think he's dying. What am I in right now? What the what? Am I inside something? What is going on? Where am I right now? I am inside of like a fucking hay bale or some shit. What is this? Get me out. Alright, Hide Skinner did well. What the fuck? I'm stuck inside of something. What the fuck is this shit? Get me out. Oh my god. What is this glitch? This is so... Oh my Jesus. Get me out. Get me out. Someone. Let me out. I can't fast travel either because there's people trying to kill me. And there was this weird repositioning glitch in my army where I couldn't move them around, or sometimes it wouldn't let me make captains pit fight. This occurs a lot in my undead captains especially. There's also a glitch where if you try to talk to captains, you will do the cross swords animation and then just back off. That one's just running into the wall over there. He's not actually attacked it at all. Okay, there's a perimeter breach. He's not actually attacked it at all, but he's just running into it over there. And we keep doing that thing where you're supposed to cross swords and talk, but it just doesn't do anything. You just cross swords and nothing happens. It keeps happening. It's really weird. And there's also a bug where captains will be in a broken state, but also become enraged and constantly switch between the two states. Oh, because I saw one of my guys, one of my feral guys, he charged him and pushed him down to the floor, and I was like, this is my chance. This guy's broken, but also enraged, but now broken again. I don't know. He's enraged again. He's broken. What is he? I don't know. Which one are you? Which one are you? Are you enraged? Are you broken? Okay, he's dead. Fuck me. And then there's the famous wall glitch I was talking to you all about that killed my follower and my nemesis from the first game. So we should take these things pretty quickly. Crack... Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what happened, didn't you? This is the fucking wall glitch. Because Crackhorn was on the wall, he died instantly. That's the fucking exploit I was talking about that happens in multiplayer. Just happened here, and Crackhorn died because of it. And oh, and Ugol died. Let's see how many fucking people died, shall we? From that thing alone. Ugol died. Crackhorn died. I don't know if anybody else died. No, just 2 people though. Ugol level 60, Crackhorn level 54. Crackhorn was one of my favourite Uruks. So you actually just got to see the fucking wall exploit for yourself. When a fucking captain is on the wall and it blows up, he fucking instantly dies. Well, at least you got to fucking see that glitch for yourself. I've only ever experienced it off camera, but hey, at least you guys got to see it. You can see the bullshit that fucking happens. This has now been fixed, but at the time I was playing and reviewing the game, it hadn't been. And so now on to everyone's favourite section, and the section that Meech has been waiting for, the microtransactions. The microtransactions, first of all, were kind of out of order. Now don't switch off here, because I'm going to be fair to both sides. But first of all, I just do need to say, what were they doing in a single player game? I have no idea. That stuff is for mobile and multiplayer games, and arguably not even multiplayer games really. But anyway, the microtransactions had no place here really, although I personally do like the loot box system in the sense that I like the RNG of it, like you never know what you're gonna get. A similar example is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, like every little loot box there helped you get better. But the downside to this is obviously that loot boxes mostly come with microtransactions, meaning that they're purchasable with money, which shouldn't really happen, seeing as you've already bought the game itself. And they can sometimes make the game and the acquiring of these items or loot boxes rather grindy. The only time I'll really tolerate microtransactions in a game is if they pay for free DLC. Games like GTA 5, Halo 5 and Overwatch do this, where they'll sell loot boxes to fund them developing future DLC for the rest of us. And they'll make the loot boxes extremely optional, so essentially what only a few people pay for pays for the DLC for everyone. And in my opinion, that's really their only upside. So where does that leave us in terms of Shadow of War? How were their microtransactions? Well, first off, the in-game currency prices, which is gold, were way too high. It was like 400 gold for some of them, and the gold and diamond loot boxes were only available with gold. You can't just get them if you get enough Mirian, which kind of sucks, and the Mirian chests are kind of expensive too. Because we got the market down here, where you can spend Mirian, which is the currency you have, and the gold, which is the premium currency. And they can chain like chests and boosts and stuff. That one you can only buy with gold. That one you can only buy with gold. And same, you can get like orc captains and followers out of it. That one you can get with Mirian. Again with gold. Gold war chest, mithril war chest. I don't really... I would feel a lot better about it if this could be got with Mirian and this could be got with Mirian as well. I would, like, I don't like that only the lowest tier can be bought with Mirian. I don't really like that, I'll be honest. No, I would feel a lot better if we could get, like, so, like, say, like, say for instance, this is 1500 Mirian. Jesus, that's quite a lot. Oh my god, that's a lot. Jesus. Anyway, so you could, like, get orc followers and shit. So say, like, this is, like, I mean, this price needs to be a bit more reasonable. This should be, like, 500 maybe. I mean, to be fair, one of them is epic. Anyway, like, epic, like, so this could be, like, 500, and then this could be, like, 200 gold or 1,000 Mirian, and then this could be, like, I don't know, like 3,000 Mirian, so you could save up to get them. I would feel a lot better about them if it was like that. At the moment, I don't really like that you can only get some with what you have. I like with gold. I don't like that. The actual gold prices with money are also quite expensive, the lowest amount being 500 gold at 3.99 and the highest amount being 12,000 gold at 79.99, which is ridiculous, by the way. You can buy the whole game for less than that. Jesus. Now, you can earn gold in-game from some of these challenges, and you can also earn premium chests in the game through challenges. However, these chests only show up on weekly challenges and the weekend challenges, meaning that you can get maybe 2 a week if they're both chest rewards. And you can earn gold, but the highest amount I've seen is on the daily challenges for about 50 gold. And the challenges offering those gold rewards are quite rare. So if you want to get those gold/diamond chests without spending money, you're going to need to do a fair few challenges. I did manage to earn enough gold for a gold chest, so I spent it on a gold chest to see how much it differs from silver. I tell you what, we'll just get one gold one, and we'll purchase and open that. So if I had spent money on this game, this is what I would get now. So it's already more than a regular chest. There's 2 training orders. So the training order is Spoil of War, and another Spoil of War. What about this guy? He's very weak, actually. He's quite weak. He has a fanatical gang, though. Some good traits here, and he's enraged by curse. He was meh. What about the Limb Ripper guy? Vulnerable to stealth and sickly. Curse Master, that's not bad. He's got a final curse. And he's immune to execution. And what about you, Bold Beast Tamer? Flammable, Fear of Morgai Flies and Soft-Headed. Curse Warder, Poison Master and Poison Weapon. Agile, no chance, Throwing Knives, and Beast Proof. Okay, that's not absolutely terrible. But it isn't amazing. So if I'd have spent money on that, I'd probably be a little disappointed because that wasn't that good. But one thing that's important to remember about the microtransactions in this game is that they're really unreliable. Sure, out of a diamond chest you can get more legendary followers, but there's no guarantee that these legendary followers will be good. I got the pre-order bonus without even pre-ordering the game, presumably by mistake, so I got the 4 champions and they were legendary, but their traits were awful, so I scrapped them. And by far, my biggest gripe with the microtransactions in this game currently is that they are asking us to pay money for the DLC, as well as asking us to pay for the game, as well as putting the microtransactions in the game. Which, as I said earlier, defeats my only upside I see to loot boxes. They're supposed to pay for our DLC, but in this case they want the DLC money too. It's not really a good look, Warner Brothers. Not at all. I will personally be getting the DLCs they put out and reviewing them for you guys as well, so I'll be able to tell you if they're worth it or not. And I've already had a bit of a go at the Slaughter Tribe DLC, and so far I'm not impressed with that one. But there's a big lie going around that you've been fed about these microtransactions from a lot of YouTubers who hadn't even bought the game yet. They just saw that the game had microtransactions and just refused to buy it and spread lies about it. Saying that, oh, the microtransactions are going to make the game grindy, they're going to be shoved in your face and there's going to be a paywall. This is absolutely not true. What disappointed me as well is that Angry Joe, in his rage about loot boxes, actually enforced this lie a little bit, saying that they shoved the market in your face every time you pause the game, which again is not true. The microtransactions, as badly priced as they are extremely optional. They do not add any sort of grind to this game. You can get the same Uruks out of regular chests if you wanted. You could play the whole game without touching the market if you really wanted to. There is no paywall, there is no grind except for maybe the Shadow Wars, but I showed you guys how small that can be. The Shadow Wars is just repetitive really, that you don't need to buy your way through the Shadow Wars, you just need to play it. There is no paywall, there is no grind. The only grind I can think of is building up the fortresses, but I showed you guys how small that is. That's maybe 3 to 4 hours gameplay. The microtransactions, as bad as they are in price, and as bad as they are in making us pay for the DLC, aren't actually that bad themselves. They are extremely optional, you can't even just buy your way through the game. And in fact, just buying these diamond chests doesn't mean you're going to get a good Uruks anyway, so they're kind of pointless really. Although the same can't be said for the DLC because they're introducing the Slaughter Tribe into the game, which were already in the game in Shadow of Mordor. So they've taken out these Butcher-like Uruks and reintroduced them into this game at an extra cost, so I'm not really happy about that either. And I did also want to talk about the collectibles for a minute or two. I saw a few reviewers hating on how many collectibles there were, but honestly, I don't think it's fair to criticise this game on its amount of collectibles. Because first of all, collectibles tell the story of Mordor, they can give you unique gear and skill upgrades. And secondly, collectibles have been in games for as long as we can remember. And thirdly, you can't really criticise the amount because I mean there's been worse things like the 1,000 data glitches in Saints Row 4, and everyone loved that game. So although it might be a little tedious to go around and gather these collectibles, for Lord of the Rings fans such as myself, it's nice to have some backgrounds on the game. And if you're not into the lore, you don't even have to grab them. But at the very least, you'll want the Ithilden doors and maybe the Shelob memories, because that will grant you the bonuses you'll probably want. However, speaking of the Shelob memories, they didn't really tell the future like they said they would. They told the past about Shelob, and even to someone like me who isn't huge on the lore, it was confusing as to what was going on. But someone provided a great explanation on the subreddit, which I will link to down below and show on screen briefly. But the Shelob memories are probably the worst out of all the collectibles if we're really going to put titles on them. None of the collectibles are inherently bad, but the Shelob memories are probably the worst out of them. I do wish there'd been more to the Gondorian artifacts though, because they seem like all these tiny little storylines and they weren't really related that well. And so what was the online mode like in this game? And the first thing I want to disprove is that there was a rumour travelling around that your own Uruks could die to other players whilst you were away from the game. This has been proven false and I'm very glad that it has. However, it's not entirely false because your Uruks can die to other players' fortresses when you attack them. This means that no one ever wants to attack anyone else in case they lose their Uruks in the attack. And your Uruks are supposed to be able to level up from defending your fortresses, but with no one attacking, no one's defending. And as I mentioned earlier, there is this wall glitch which kills your Uruks, and I lost 5 Uruk captains to this, as those of you who watched the playthrough will know after this huge rant that I put up. Hello everybody, Dr. Blue here. As you can tell, I'm not very happy right now, and this is the second time I've had to record this because I fucked up my recording. Thanks, phone, appreciate it. Yeah. I have been messing around in the story, like in Minas Morgul, mainly. I kind of just came to Nurnen today. I've been messing around in Minas Morgul, because I kind of wanted to just level up and stuff, and I got a few things to talk about, today, actually. And as you can see, most of my fucking guys are dead, and I'll explain why. In the online assault I just had, there was a player who used his stone walls on his fortress, and I thought, okay, he's got stone walls, my Ologs can break through those. I mean, he's got iron gates, I'll have better luck going through the walls, right? Yeah. And so I do, and my captains are climbing up and climbing in and stuff, and so my Ologs destroy the walls pretty fucking quickly, because it's the lowest walls, basically, and every single captain that is then climbing that wall, or on that wall, then proceeds to die, including Narzduk Flame of War, who was my nemesis that survived the fucking arena battle I had with him, and then came back as Narzduk Flame of War. Naruk Bloodstorm, my follower that I was looking for most of the series. Pushkrim the Harrow, one of my favourite foot soldiers in my Nurnen army. Garl Wormlicker, one of the guys that came with Sauron's attacking fortress when I defended the fortress. Brock Caragor Slayer, another guy I went and grabbed when I took the fortress from, and so all of these fucking guys just fucking died because of this shitty little exploit. They do know about it, and the bug has since been fixed with the introduction of the DLC of the Slaughter Tribe, but I have to review the game as is when I played it. So the way the online works is when you assault fortresses in different regions, you supplement your own attacking army from your captains and war chiefs in that region at that time too. The matchmaking seems to be separate in each region though, so you could be level 60 and have a huge fortress in Nurnen, but then go to Gorgoroth with your level 60 Uruks and face someone with a fortress of 2 captains at level 30. However, as you attack and win more in these regions, your attack rating goes up and you get matched against tougher and tougher fortresses. You do get chests from winning Assault, but it's only ever gear, but you can earn Spoils of War, which operates like gold chests from the market. The online system is very fun, but they are nothing compared to story assaults. The Overlord doesn't speak, your captains don't speak, you kind of just assault the fortress and it feels quite dry in comparison. I have no idea why the online fortress assaults were gutted, because the story ones are so much more fun. And I would have loved to see some kind of replay system or stats system for the online fort assaults, so you could see which Uruks were doing well in your fortress, how your upgrades did, how players took down your fortress, and lots of different stats to help you weed out the weak parts of your fortress. And so on to the final big section of this review, which is the story section. I'm going to keep this section as spoiler free as possible, but the spoilers in here aren't huge ones, and there is a spoiler section after this. The only spoilers that there are is that you fight some enemies really. I don't reveal whether you win or lose them. So first of all, there are a lot more factions at play in this game. Instead of just the Uruks and Talion, there were Ologs, Sauron, Shelob, the Nazgul, the Balrog. There were so much more enemies of different types and they all had their own intentions. You even got to play as Celebrimbor in his past missions to experience how he engaged Sauron and how he was defeated. And there was a rumour travelling around in the early reviews of this game saying that the forced humour in this game ruins the experience. And I strongly disagree. There is no more humour in this game than there was in the first game. In fact, the humour that's in there isn't really forced at all. And if anything, this game is so much more cruel than the first game and actually really plays true to the Lord of the Rings universe. The funny moments that were there were early in the story or in the Bruise storyline, not really in the others. These funny moments could also be present in some of the new gameplay as well. I gotta figure out how to mount you. Is it RB? It's RB! It can steer him as well. I can steer this guy.
Hey, you! There's the maggot! With all the fleeing you do, you probably run fast enough to have a chance
That's a pretty good
of
insult.
catching me.
And in the first game, we got a lot of arguments between Celebrimbor and Talion. They never really got on. And they get so much worse in this game. You can really see the conflict between Celebrimbor and Talion. Talion cares about his fellow man, whereas Celebrimbor thinks he sees the bigger picture. Talion was really brought some emotion in this game. Hold on, there's some ruins back there.
Did we make a difference?
I think we did.
We cannot see your lens.
Celebrimbor, you're such a negative Nancy, alright.
The only reason to go back is for my ring.
You need to fucking... Yeah, that's right, you tell him, Talion.
Or you! Her sight may be what saves us all.
You fucking tell him, Talion. That is some of the most emotion that Talion has ever shown in these, past few games, and I fucking love it. I hope there's more to come. And through this, Celebrimbor becomes a lot more negative, seeming more and more like a wraith, and more evil as we progress through the story. It's a subtle change of character, just little things you brush off, but he's getting worse and worse. And this also brought forth Talion's emotions. They came into their own light in this game. The only time he showed emotion in the first game was when his family died or at Ratbag, but in this game there's so much more. Here we go.
I came into this arena to fight Sauron's champion. I am still waiting.
Oh, Talion. A lot of people complain about Talion as a protagonist, but I think with him being in the military, losing his wife and then his son and then most of his friends, he's allowed to be a bit steely at times. And they also made you lose your powers in an immersive way in this game by losing the ring because Celebrimbor poured his energy into it. I really liked that. It's not a huge spoiler, by the way, because it happens on like the first mission of the game. And also when you picked up these artifacts, I liked that Talion and Celebrimbor shared stories and opinions on these artifacts we'd find. Alright. Something about Uruk's constructing, I think, or building things.
As a
Alright.
lad, I was always fascinated by woodwork, turning boards into furniture, a home.
Talion the craftsman. That I'd have liked to see.
I like this little, like, thing they talk about, like, when I get these Gondorian artifacts. I like that they talk about it, you know? The Balrog fight in this game, while super fun to do and felt really badass, it was really short. I was really surprised it didn't last longer, but something another reviewer said, I think, sums this up really well. Zero Punctuation said that the Balrog scene was only really included in the game because they needed some footage for the trailer, and I kind of agree actually. Because there's not really much to the Balrog fight. And I remember back when they released the trailer, they said to the audience, this scene with the Balrog creates questions. Why is he on the ice? And more importantly, why isn't he melting the ice? And actually, that was never answered. Why doesn't he melt the ice, by the way? It's not enchanted or anything, it's just a frozen lake. So I'm not really sure why that doesn't happen. A lot of the story in this game, though, apart from the Balrog, is really good. The Zog quest, where he makes a bunch of undead captains come back, are the ones that you have killed, so you see a lot of familiar faces. And in that quest line, the Zog boss fight is really good. I had to use all my abilities and equipment to beat him, and he beat my guys too. It was so epic. I had no last chances left. It was just me and him. It was super intense and super fun. Oh, thank God he missed. Oh, okay, got him. Okay. Your buddies are going down. Gosh, no! Gosh, no! For God's sake. Oh, gosh. You are garbage. Thank you for dying. Oh, damn it. Oh, fuck. Alright, just me and you, Zog. Me and you. Me and you, buddy. Everyone else is gone. Come on.
You understand now, don't you? The dead aren't dead.
You talk an awful
They're
lot, by
just
the way.
waiting for someone who will listen, who will answer their call. Once you're out of the way, we will all rise again.
You son of a bitch, man. You killed my fucking guy. I'm so gonna kick your ass now. That's one thing that was done really well in this game, the boss fights, even the Balrog, however short that was. This game also brought its own significance into the Lord of the Rings franchise too. It wasn't just a spin-off, it felt like a big, legitimate part of it. This game focused on the identity of the Nazgul. We got to see some of the Nazgul and who they were, and they had different traits to each of them. This game revealed a lot more on the Nazgul, a consistently mysterious faction throughout Lord of the Rings, and I was really glad to see that. And the final fight scene against Sauron was awesome, if a little bit arcade-like. But about that fight scene leading up to the fight with Sauron, I wish you could have picked your allies for the final battle rather than have the Nemesis system pick them for you. The enemies I don't mind because that's kind of how the Nemesis system works, but I wish it would have let you pick your allies. Because Ar-Henok was there because I interacted with him so much, but I hate Ar-Henok. I shamed him so many times. Or are these my strongest followers? Because Bruise is in there. Who's at the back? Who? Hold on, Ar-Henok is here. Who's this? Skark is here. Skark is fucking kicking ass. Ar-Henok is here. Og is here. I'm shamed Narug and fucking Nazdug aren't here. I guess I haven't been involved with them as I once thought. Holy shit, like, we've still got a fucking Skark the Unashamed, who's now level 16. He's quite weak now, but he's still fucking tough. And Ar-Henok, I'm not really happy about you being here. I kind of hate you, actually. I think it's just the guys I've had the most interaction with, I guess. I wish I could have chose who I brought with me, though. That would have been cool. And whilst the quest lines were awesome, I think you were supposed to be carrying multiple quest lines all at the same time to make the story seem more involved. Because I completed the Gondorian quests at first, thinking that was the main story, but there are several main stories, almost like chapters of the same book. I think if the game were divided into more chapters of these stories individually, I would feel more comfortable. because I completed the Gondorian questline so early and you don't see them again throughout the whole of it. I think the story is really good, but maybe just really poorly structured. And what we have is great, but it just feels too clustered, and some of it not even related to the fight against Sauron, hence the Balrog fight. The acts as they stood were really unbalanced, which is why I say break it down into chapters of all these different storylines. Act 3 was just a singular mission, Act 2 was the main game, and Act 4 was the Shadow Wars. I get that they kind of mould it to fit the game, but at the same time it disappoints me. And I wish going to each region would have been more dramatic, because you could just travel between them to do missions. I wish it would have done something like in the first game where you were taken there by Lithariel, or something like GTA does where you do a big mission or cutscene to travel to a new island. But in this game you were kind of left to discover them at your own leisure. A bit too early in my opinion, and it could have used story to travel between each of them. Because in the first game, to go from Udun to Sea of Nirnan, you have to defeat the Hammer, and Lithariel takes you there, and then it unlocks this new army. But in this game they're all just readily available immediately. It's kind of disappointing. And now for the actual spoiler section. In this section, I'm going to be revealing points about story outcomes and stuff related to how the game ends. So those of you who don't want to be spoiled, you can skip to the timestamp on screen right now. But for those of you who have watched the playthrough on my channel, played the game yourself, or simply just don't care if I spoil it for you, do continue. So one of my main points that I reiterated throughout the playthrough of this game is that this game was not afraid to be cruel. It was not afraid to make endings miserable for some characters, and I didn't expect it a lot of the time. It's actually quite cruel to Celebrimbor, to Talion, to Altariel, and others like Bruce. I love it. It makes me feel uneasy, like I need a resolution, I need a happy ending. And so speaking of, the Bruce, Ranger, and Ratbag scene is heartwarming, cruel, and awesome all at the same time. Now I'm gonna shame you.
Enough! Kill me! Just end it!
I'm gonna make you crazy. I wonder if he becomes a dangerous maniac. That would be a good twist.
Come here, you big glob, you!
No, they're actually friends.
It's good to see you too.
Aww.
Pagnak, Yumbers
No.
It's almost like he's talking.
Aww.
Thank you, Ranger. Gravewalk.
It's okay.
Thank you, Bright Lord. We are even.
Oh, we are. Are we?
I don't want the fort. I never wanted the fort. Is that Bruce? You broke him.
Yeah.
I'd rather die than live like that.
That's the point.
Come on, Ranger. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for Bruce.
It's giving me the creeps.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for him. Now that he's deranged.
You're a cruel one, Gravewalker.
You can speak. Oh, yeah, I feel bad for him.
Will think twice before challenging us.
Oh. And then afterwards, I can't help but sympathise with Bruce whenever I see him. And when we had the Talion transformation, it was so unexpected and so drastic. Because it changed his appearance permanently, it changed Celebrimbor, it changed your abilities. But it was very cool at the same time. I'm so glad that we got something else other than Elven Rage. Because I hate Elven Rage. I prefer the Ringwraith ability so much more. Oh god, what happened to my face?
You must have rocks in your head. This is Minas Morgul, and you are one man.
I am one,
What the fuck?
but we are many.
Oh, holy fuck. I have Gondorian whites now. And in the first game, they kind of forgot about Ratbag and pretended to kill him off with the hammer's swing, which I always thought was a bit BS, because surely you could take more than just one hit from a black captain. But they did bring him back, so that kind of saves that point that I'd made in the first game. And a gripe I have with the fight of the Balrog is that when you defeat him, you see the cutscene of him and Karnan sinking to the bottom of the ocean, but you can go to the lake and see him right at the top, even with his finger sticking out. Yeah. Oh, yes! Get him! Fucking get him! Oh, down you go. Stay down there, bitch. Holy fuck. A dragon and a Balrog fighting beneath a glacier. That's so cool. Are we going to seal it beneath this thing? Did we seal it beneath the glacier? Did she repair the glacier or something? What? Wait, or did she die or something? I don't know. Did she die by doing that? You can even see him down there! Oh, maybe he is dead or something. Maybe he is dead. Oh, so he's dead. Oh, hi there. No, I was looking at the Balrog. How dare you? And when Castamere was resurrected to fight us, I honestly didn't care that much. Not a huge amount when he died either, really, because he was left out of the story too much for us to be truly saddened when he was resurrected to fight us. Even if I'd have just fought alongside Castamere one-on-one, that would have been so much better. And by the way, a lot of the human sergeants were kind of forgotten about. Their appendices weren't even updated, so we don't even know if they survived the attack on Minas Ithil or not. And oh my god, can we please get some voice lines for Wraith Talion? I'm sick of him just going grrr all the time. Playing as Wraith Talion felt like the reskins you could get in the first game. You barely said anything because there was such a big hole left by Celebrimbor. And when Talion gets turned into Nazgul, he should have his own custom Nazgul appearance. I mean, come on. Suladan, Helm, and Isidore all got theirs. Talion should get one too.
Talion finally fell and joined the Nine.
Oh no. No. Oh my god. Talion, no. He doesn't even get a custom appearance though. I thought we'd get custom appearance. Like his little headband. Oh, Talion, no. And the last cinematic provided me with the satisfaction I wanted of Talion returning to his family, but I didn't even recognise Talion at first because of how skinny he looked in that scene. And it would have been awesome to see his family standing in that valley, ready there to greet him. So Talion was released by Aragon? Is that supposed to be Talion? Or Aragon? Because that does not look like Talion at all. No, I think that's Aragon. Either that or his face is really skinny now. No, it's Talion. He just looks really weird. He looks super skinny. Talion's soul was released by Aragon. And so just a couple of miscellaneous points to wrap this up. I'm super glad they fixed the Forethought controversy, so instead of everyone trying to siphon donations, they just donated a lump sum and made the DLC free for everyone. And he even saved me a few times in some really clutch moments, but he did turn up less and less as the story went on. And I just can't help but feel that Monolith was pressured by the guys upstairs, and that's why they had the microtransactions in the game, and why they're still asking us to pay for the DLC, and why there's so many tiny letdowns and bugs with this game. And so they made a game that was really good. With the first game, the guys upstairs stopped people reviewing it. And for this game, they're just exploiting it for so much money. I feel bad for Monolith, because they honestly make a really good game, but I feel like they're pressured too much by the guys upstairs, which is why there's so many bugs and there's so many tiny letdowns. Overall, I feel that this game has some really great elements and has the potential to receive a 10 from me. If it fixes all these little bugs and ties up some of the loose ends, not with DLC, but just with story, or at least make the DLC free. I just really think the guys upstairs really screwed this game with their corporate greed, and they gave themselves a really bad reputation before the game even came out, pushing people to avoid buying the game altogether, making up lies about it, and just generally dissuading people from buying the game, even though what they've got here is really good. However, ignore the naysayers about this game, because although it has a lot of letdowns, there is a superb story here, some amazing abilities, some amazing combat, and some amazing Uruks. So for a true rating, despite all of this game's shortcomings, I really think this game has something good here, so I'm going to give it an 8. Should you buy this game? I would honestly wait for a bit. Wait for the price to go down, or hopefully you picked it up on the Black Friday that just went. And don't get the gold or mithril editions of this game, because they don't really change that much. All they'll do is probably give you some Uruks that really aren't that good, and a sword that's not really that good. They've got a really great game here, but it's just exploited for so much money, which lets it down so badly. So although I gave this game an 8, I really think it still could be a 10. Phew! Oh my god, that was hard work. Scripting this took days, recording and editing it even more. Guys, please leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. I worked really hard to make this review as detailed as I could, and I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. I know it's almost 2 hours long, and I'm really sorry for that. I really couldn't help the length. I know there's still some of you out there, though, who will watch this thing all the way to the end, and for those of you who do, thank you, honestly. I'll be doing more videos on Shadow of War, including videos listing all the bugs we went through today, a video listing some of the improvements we want made to the game, as well as covering the future DLC and covering some other things about it, including the trailer and stuff. My voice hurts. Thanks for lending me your eyeballs, Blue Dudes. I'll see you next time.